Hi gents, today I'm going to be showing you how I transformed my floor. Now if you guys are like any other renter, or maybe you have an older home, you have those ugly parquet flooring, and nothing wrong if that's your style, that's all you, but that's not me. And so I'm going to show you how to do renter friendly DIYing your floors. So if you want to see how I achieved that, continue watching. Now the first thing first, in order for me to be able to DIY this place, I needed the tools, I needed the utensils, and I needed the floors. Luckily, my best friend Kayla came and picked me up at, I think it was 5 o'clock in the morning, because I think they open at 6 or 7 a.m., the hardware store. And so she picked me up and drove me there. So I'm gonna show you a little clip of that happening. I look crazy, but go ahead and watch it. Oh, look, you did it! Okay.
Wait, let me make sure. Okay, we're good. Yeah, we're good. I'm not driving it.
Yeah, even though we missed lunch, we almost died.
Huh?
Oh, I was telling them how we almost died when you hit
when I hit the brakes?
When you hit the brakes hella hard and I went flying.
Oh, I did that on purpose.
Did you actually? My camera, you like what's flying?
I forgot you had that. So you were on purpose?
Not be funny when she said buy a $2,000 worth camera back.
How much is it?
Don't worry about that.
Well, if I gotta buy it back.
Oh, so you know not to do stupid.
Oh, wait.
This is our carts. We didn't actually need them after all because we end up getting a ride. And also, we're not getting a ride right now. Taking samples. You guys missed the whole shebang. You guys really did miss a lot. She's doing an amazing friend and helping me get my stuff at Home Depot so I can get my renovation done, because it's been a long time and I also just haven't had time to do it. I look naked. See? Yeah, because you can't see my shirt. I also sound like I'm a chain smoker.
Oh, put on your indicator so late.
I'm also realizing every person in my life has a little bit of road rage.
You have a problem with the way I drive.
No, you just seem a bit angry, a little tense.
Oh, like hurt.
Like I said. Luckily the roads are actually pretty clear. The perfect time for Kayla to be. I know, people are still sleeping, it's the holiday hour. Or maybe I shouldn't film for evidence if you do hit a car.
No, it's fine.
So once I had my floors and my, what is it called, laminate floor cutter, that thing there, oh, you're gonna get in to see with me in this laminate floor cutter. It was not my friend, not at all, not my friend. But I had to choose between, there's two options you can actually pick when it comes to flooring. You can use laminate or you can use vinyl. I decided to use laminate because they have a tongue and groove that you can snap in. So if you guys see up close that it has a lot of a real wood texture to it. All the pieces are slightly a little bit different. And as you see, it's a nice gray tone. And it's very sturdy. It has actual scuffs and scratches like wood do, and that's one thing about the vinyl. I didn't feel like it looked really real and authentic enough. It didn't feel good. As you see, this is very sturdy, and it has this great tongue and groove into it, so I can actually connect them. I may think about using the vinyl because I feel like it might be a bit faster to do. So if you are on a time crunch or if you're doing it by yourself, I definitely say laminate would be the best choice. Not laminate, vinyl would be the best choice to do because it is I feel like it's user friendly. You don't need someone else to help you. You don't need to make sure everything's lined up because they just lay down on the ground. This here you have to click in, but I just feel like this does feel a lot better. And it was, for me, I feel like it was, it just suited my style and what I needed for my bedroom. But again, I may use the other one for something else. But yes, we'll get back into showing you guys everything else, how I installed everything, but I wanted to show you exactly what it looked like. I did have the final piece and I don't know where it is. I literally kept it for months so I can show you, and of course it's missing now, so yeah, but it doesn't matter anyways because this is the piece that I ended up using, which you'll see in the video clip. I'll show you how I ended up doing it, but basically to start off, what I'm going to do is cut off 6 inches from the board. And then each board I'm going to cut off a variation of different inches that I'm going to repeat throughout each board. Just so it's, the reason for doing that is actually because you don't want your boards to all be the same length, because if you do, Because if you do, then basically it's just gonna look weird. It's not gonna look real. It's gonna look fake, and it's gonna look cheap. So you do want to cut each board off. Here's another tip: is either have someone help you or put something underneath. Here's me trying to do it for the first time. Fans are not making too much noise, but it is way too hot. So basically now what I'm going to be doing is cutting 6 inches off. You can actually just measure it because they have the measuring ruler on it. Anyway, just put it down. Actually, I think I can sit up for that. We're supposed to go this way? The other way? Let me tell you, this cutter was so hard to cut. It was supposed to be easy. I've seen people do it and they just go like this and push down, and it is simple. And for me, I could not get it. I had to put all my body weight going. I had to put all my strength into it. Like, it was a workout. I could not do it. I thought I was weak. This makes no sense. It's supposed to. Yeah. I digress. We got it done. It took way longer than it should have because this cutter was so hard. And you'll see another clip of me literally hanging from it. I'll show you afterwards. There we go. All right, here's the Kraken. Like $1 or something? I don't understand. Ah! I'm sweating. I don't need a mirror! What did you do? Oh my god, I'm sweating so much. Holy crap. But basically, once you have all your pieces cut and ready to go, you're going to line them up on the floor and see how you like them to start off with, if that's the way the pattern's going, if it's going to fit your ground. Because once you cut the 6 inches off and you cut your other lengths, you're going to notice that when you get to the end of the wall, you might have to cut it a bit shorter. So basically, fit it in, see how the first line goes, and that's going to tell you where you should cut your next piece. As you see, there is a little tug and groove piece that you lock it in and pop it, and the piece that I actually cut off, I use that to hammer the next pieces into the wood, as you will see. And I used a rubber mallet as well, not an actual hammer, so I do not damage the actual wood. So everything's fitted in, and then we're going to basically use those extra pieces and use that to hammer into the hammer the other pieces into each other to make sure they're nice and locked in. Honestly, you're just going to repeat those steps over and over with cutting them, lining them up, and locking them in. It's pretty repetitive, but it is, trust me, it is so worth it. Do you see those floors underneath? They are not cute whatsoever. Again, your style, that is all you, boo. That is your style, not mine. I personally just not a fan of it. I did have quite a bit of large furniture pieces in my room, so I did have to move them around as I went along to do the floors. So you'll see there's a clip of us putting everything back and stuff and moving them from place to place. But when I told you my struggle was real, it's actually nighttime now because it took so long to cut, and here's me struggling with all my force to cut this damn thing. Turns out that the spring actually was broken in this machine. I brought it to the place and they literally were looking at me like I was crazy and were like, oh, are you sure you're doing it right? Are you sure? Because I'm a girl, like look at me. I don't look like someone that's gonna build and cut things, but trust me, I've built a lot. I've built boats even, and it floated. But yeah, so I was struggling and they just did not believe that there was a problem with it, and then he tried it himself and he couldn't even cut. So I was stronger than the guy at the store because I got them to cut. But yeah, anyways, they gave me a refund because it was literally broken. The spring was broken, so that's why it wasn't cutting. So trust me, for you guys, it won't be that hard. Now, here's a time lapse of my mom helping me. It is definitely a two-person job. I would say I'm not, if you're a professional, you might just need yourself, but personally I felt it's a 2-person job, and thank you to my mother helping me. It took so long. This took about 2 days to do. But right now you can see us fitting the last piece in, where we're trying to snap it in and then get it perfectly, because the last piece was so difficult because the walls there. It fit flush afterwards, but to make sure it's popped and locked in, that was the difficult part, and oh boy, we struggled. Woo! Yeah. Oh my god, my face is okay. I need to flip it. Okay. Good night. Okay. It's actually pretty comfy.
And I did the nails.
So did I.
My nails broken. So are mine. You almost lost your hair and a couple of boards.
Honestly, that work was so worth it. Like, it was a lot of work. It took way longer than I thought it was. I think if the laminate floor cutter actually worked, we would have cut our time down tremendously. But because the cutter was broken, it took so much more effort and time to try to cut just one little piece. That cut into my time. So it did take 2 days to do, but I think if you got a cutter, it can be like a day to half a day depending on the room size and if you have someone helping you. And so now it's time to put everything back. But honestly guys, look at how gorgeous the floors are. It makes the room look so bright and light and white, because before the walls were like a cream color that were not cute. You'll see in a different video where I actually make a faux brick wall. I don't think you can see from behind me. If I move a little bit, you might be able to see a little bit of the brick. But I made a faux brick wall and painted my walls because it looked like a chain smoker, but it was actually just the paint color. Like, it was like that gross yellow tingy cream color that for some reason they paint on the walls, and then the floors were yellow, and I was like, I cannot, it is not relaxing, it is not calming. So I had to take matters into my own hand and find some DIY friendly ways to fix the space into making my own, and personally I love it. And if you guys are renters, or if you are on a budget and you can't rip up your floors, honestly this is a great way to do it. If you want a more detailed version of it, definitely let me know, because I do want to do my living room and hallway with these floors. So yeah, let me know, and I definitely would go into depth of what exactly I did, how I cut each piece, what's the measurements of each piece, the type of flooring that I used, and the other options, because even with the vinyl I thought about doing, but then I had to do an underlay and I was scared about the stickiness. Wasn't as sticky as I would have liked, because if I just put it on the floor, but I would put an underlay just in case if it pulls up the parquet. And then I had to think about moisture changing, so with the laminate I felt that was a great choice for me. And like I said, if you are a renter especially, these are great ways to make your not so cute rental look like so much more money. And trust me, living in the city is expensive, and finding a place with floors like this is expensive. But if you can get the rate of a normal building that has more space than a bigger building, but also get the look of a nice expensive condo, then why not? Like, right? I know I want it. So like, comment, and subscribe if you want more DIYs, more tips and tricks. I got your back. Keep watching and stay tuned for more. Bye, gems. So you reached the end of the video. If you liked this one, well guess what? I have many more. Just click over there. Did you click it yet? You didn't click it yet. Come on, click. I got more videos.